A boring explanation that never becomes important. You don't need to pay attention to this. You don't need to remember any of it. This is simply an explanation of something ordinary. It does not build toward anything. It does not become useful. If you listen, that's fine. If you stop listening, that's also fine. Nothing depends on it. We'll begin with something neutral. Parking garages. Not a specific one, not a memorable one, just parking garages in general. A parking garage is a structure designed to hold vehicles. It does not move, it does not react. It remains where it is. Parking garages are usually made of concrete. Concrete is chosen because it is durable. Durability is not interesting. Most parking garages have multiple levels. These levels are stacked vertically. They are connected by ramps. The ramps slope gently. They do not need attention. Some parking garages use numbers. Some use letters. Some use colours. None of these choices matter once the car is parked. A vehicle enters the garage. It slows down. It follows arrows painted on the ground. The arrows do not change. At some point, the vehicle stops. The engine turns off. Nothing else happens. People often try to remember where they parked. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't. Either way, the garage remains unchanged. Parking garages do not respond to confusion. They do not assist. They do not correct mistakes. They simply exist. There are usually pillars. The pillars hold the structure up. They are evenly spaced. Their spacing does not need to be calculated. Lighting in a parking garage is functional. It is not designed to be pleasant. It is designed to be adequate. Adequate is enough. The lights remain on. They do not adjust based on mood or time. Some garages echo. The echo does not mean anything. It is just sound reflecting. Now we'll slow this down. A level has a floor. The floor has markings. The markings indicate where vehicles should stop. Vehicles stop there. If a vehicle stops slightly off-center, nothing happens. If a space is missed, another space appears shortly after. There is no urgency. Sometimes there are signs indicating exits. Sometimes there are signs indicating entrances. These signs remain consistent. They do not rearrange themselves. If someone goes the wrong way, they turn around. The garage does not respond. Now notice how none of this requires effort. You do not need to visualize it. You do not need to remember it. It continues without you. We'll continue. A parking garage has a ceiling. The ceiling does not move. The height of the ceiling is predetermined. This prevents tall vehicles from entering. Vehicles that do not fit do not enter. No negotiation occurs. There may be ticket machines. They issue tickets. The tickets have times printed on them. The time does not matter right now. Payment systems exist. They accept payment. After payment, a gate opens. The gate closes again. This sequence repeats. If the system malfunctions, people wait. Waiting does not change the structure. Now we'll repeat some of this slightly differently. A parking garage holds vehicles. Vehicles do not stay permanently. They arrive, they leave. The garage remains. The structure does not remember the vehicles. Painted lines fade over time. They are repainted. This happens without significance. The repainting does not improve the experience. It maintains it. Now slower again. Concrete. Pillars. Levels. Ramps. Lights. Signs. Nothing is building. Nothing is resolving. If your mind is trying to follow this, it does not need to. We can pause briefly and continue. Some garages are underground. Some are above ground. This difference does not affect their purpose. Ventilation systems circulate air. The air moves. No one notices. The movement of air does not require attention. Sometimes there are stairwells. Sometimes elevators. Both lead to the same place. Elevators open, they close. They do not care who enters. Stairwells exist for those who prefer them. Preference is irrelevant to the structure. Now we'll repeat again. A vehicle enters. A vehicle exits. The garage stays. If a vehicle is forgotten, it remains until remembered. Time passes. The garage does not track it. There is no countdown. Now we'll simplify. Garage. Level. Ramp. Light. Pause. Another pause. Nothing changes. If your thoughts drift away, this continues without you. If your thoughts come back, this continues without reacting. We are not trying to finish explaining this. There is nothing to finish. Now we'll gently change focus without making it interesting. File cabinets. A file cabinet is designed to hold files. Files are pieces of paper. Paper is not active. File cabinets are usually metal, sometimes wood. Material choice is not important. File cabinets have drawers. Drawers slide in and out. They stop when they reach the end. Files are arranged alphabetically or numerically. The order exists for retrieval. Retrieval is not happening now. Labels are placed on folders. The labels do not change themselves. If a file is misfiled, it remains misfiled. The cabinet does not correct this. Now slower. Drawer. Handle. Folder. Tab. Paper. Nothing is being read. Nothing is being searched for. This explanation does not improve efficiency. File cabinets are often overlooked. They are not designed to stand out. They remain against walls or under desks. Dust accumulates. Dust is removed. This repeats. Dust accumulates. Dust is removed. Dust accumulates. Dust is removed. Now pause. And continue. If this feels repetitive, that is intentional. Repetition removes urgency. Urgency is not needed. The mind may try to anticipate what comes next. It does not need to. We are not transitioning. We are remaining. Another neutral object. Office chairs. Office chairs are designed for sitting. They support weight. They have wheels. The wheels roll. They swivel. They stop swiveling. Levers adjust height. Height adjustments are minor. Armrests may be present, or not. The chair functions regardless. No emotional attachment is required. Now slower. Seat. Back. Wheels. Floor. Pause. If your breathing changes, it does not need to be corrected. If your body shifts, it does not interrupt anything. This explanation does not mind. Now we'll reduce language further. Garage. Cabinet. Chair. They do not connect. They do not form a system. They simply exist. The mind often looks for meaning. Meaning is not provided here. No lesson appears. No insight is hidden. This is intentional. Now silence may appear between phrases. It can remain. If you stop listening, the sound can continue. If the sound stops briefly, it can resume without significance. Nothing signals an ending. Nothing signals a beginning. This explanation does not conclude. We can repeat from any point. A parking garage has levels. A file cabinet has drawers. An office chair has wheels. Pause. Another pause. Another pause. Nothing advances. Your mind does not need to track progress. Tracking can stop. This continues without resolution. Pause. Another pause. This continues without resolution. You don't need to pay attention to this. You don't need to remember any of it. This is simply an explanation of something ordinary. It does not build toward anything. It does not become useful. If you listen, that's fine. If you stop listening, that's also fine. Nothing depends on it. This continues without resolution. Nothing here is building toward anything. If you hear it, that's fine. If you don't, that's also fine. This can continue without involvement. A thought can appear. It does not need a response. Another thought can appear. It does not need a response either. This continues without resolution. This continues without resolution. You don't need to remember any of it. This is simply an explanation of something ordinary. This continues without resolution. This continues without resolution.